Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have another video which taps into the secret history of our humankind. And guys, get ready because this one is gonna be quite a crazy one. Let's start off with the electricity. That's right, you got me right there. The electricity in the ancient pyramids, and we're going to talk about a very popular one, which is the Teotihuacan in Mexico. Okay, why is this important? In Mexico, in this pyramid, inside, large sheets of Mika mineral were found embedded in the walls of this ancient Mexican city. The closest place a Mika quarry is found to this place is in Brazil, thousands of kilometers away. We're talking about more than 6,000 kilometers. The exact distance, I have it actually in front of me, is 6,368 kilometers, right? Remember, these people had basic tools and they went a distance of 6,000 kilometers to bring in Mika and somehow embed it into the walls of an ancient pyramid to worship their fake gods, or basically fictional gods, because in modern technology and modern science people don't believe in gods, right? So these people went to that length to really just worship fake gods. Are you freaking kidding me? Honestly, do you believe that? Now, why Mika? Mika is a very interesting material. Mika is actually used as a material in current technology to use it in electric, okay, in cities effectively. It's used in lots of components. It's used in cars actually, which is pretty interesting, and also used in paints. It's used in fillers. It's used in automobiles, like I said before. It's used in different electronics, and even used in cosmetics, all right, to add shimmer or frost, right? So it's pretty interesting because this material, Mika, is a very good material to be used in, especially in electronics. Okay, electronics is very important. The Mika sheet, as you can imagine, for example here, this shows that these people actually use this pyramid for electrical purposes. Most likely this pyramid was a hub, a source of energy which distributed energy across a whole city back in the day, which means that the creators of this amazing pyramid were not humans, or were humans from a different humanity and a different civilization altogether, and not the people who they tell us in history, okay, which is just physically not possible. And we have the same problem with the giant sarcophagi, the giant sarcophags in the Egypt. We're talking about the 27 giant sarcophagi which are basically located in deep underground in tunnels in the pyramid of Djoser. These interesting massive chunks of granite, which is really nicely done at perfect 90 angle, by the way, angle of 90 degrees, perfectly done, are 2 meters wide and 4 meters long. Quite crazy, isn't it? Now, the walls of this granite sarcophagi are perfectly fitted and polished inside, and they are made to the highest level of quality. It is actually physically impossible to even replicate them. It's impossible because it's too difficult. That's how crazy this is, okay? It's just insanity. Now, why would people bring these massive giants, okay, lumps of massive stone polished right inside a tomb, and they were completely empty? Unless they were actually not things to be used to store the remains of humans, because when they opened them there was nothing inside. They were actually used as some sort of like interesting mechanism of generating potentially energy, electricity, who knows? I mean, there could be a number of reasons, but definitely this again raises the question, who actually built this, and why are they still keeping on the same story that the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians who were fighting with copper and with iron, actually made this happen? That is just physically impossible, guys. I'm very sorry, but that is the truth. I mean, you just have to wake up. And let's move on to USA, and especially in New York. Now, believe it or not, they actually found traces of ancient Slavic civilizations in New York. That's right. In the Brighton Beach in Brooklyn, it's just shocking. We have historical photos of these huge megaliths, alright, which were piled on the beach as breakwaters, and the stones were broken and piled in a pile, and the stones were covered with writings, drawings, and of course faces, as we can see in this picture. On the faces, you can see clearly a very specific and distinct Slavic influence, right? And you would think, how is this even possible? That's just impossible. The blocks are actually comparable to the size of blocks in the Egyptian pyramids, which is crazy, with traces of processing, holes, and cuts. That's right. But even apart from this, the most important question is, why did the archaeological monuments were removed by the authorities and hidden and never shown to the people again? And all we have now is just some photos, and that's it. Because this goes against the discovery of America, and the discovery of America in the history books cannot be changed, because if it's changed, then of course it's going to cause a lot of questions from people, and that is just something that the mainstream media does not want people to think about, because thinking in this current society is a dangerous thing. They just want people to behave the same way, clueless zombies, and this is the perfect example. Moving on to another very interesting collection. This is the lions holding a sphere. Now this is very interesting because these identically positions, right, of lions holding the sphere were found in different places around the world, underwater, undersea, in different monuments across different continents. Right now, obviously the question is, was a single civilization on Earth, were they actually controlling technology and they were doing these monuments in different parts of the world to showcase their power? Yeah, that's right. So in different parts of the world we have lions, making identical lions holding a ball under its front paw, and yeah, that is very weird. I mean, to be honest, this just showcases again and one more time that these people who made these things were actually very knowledgeable, and they had the means to transport themselves and travel across the whole planet back in the day, thousands of years ago. And as a final piece, another very interesting discovery, guys, is in Holland. In Holland, while mining clay in a village of the Herveen Hemmeling, they accidentally stumbled upon a 2,000-year-old Roman temple. Two temples were actually unearthed afterwards, and it's just crazy. The first was bigger and prettier, tall roof, frescoes inside, and people also found statues and pits of making sacrificial fires. And if they would have continued digging even more, who knows what they would have captured or found underneath the ground. So literally under the area, under the city, they could have been a completely hidden whole city underground under the mud fossil, under the mud flood. As you can see, the reset, guys, has happened in many places in the world, and this is just an example. How the heck do you actually bury a freaking temple, or better said, two temples, and even more buildings if you keep digging, completely under the ground? I mean, you need a massive amount of mud to do that. How do you do that? Obviously the answer to that, maybe we will never find it, but guys, this is just insanity. So at the end of the day, guys, remember that the story you are told in school, sometimes it may not be the true story. Sometimes they only know parts of it, and even your professors, even your teachers, they only have limited knowledge, because extra knowledge, to find it, you have to go outside of the official news media, because the official news media only gives you what they want you to know, and that's pretty much it. And that's it, guys, for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next uploads. Bye.